ZMT Sports. We are back. Tom, how are you doing today, sir?
Doing good, man. How are you?
I'm good. Anyone New Jersey, New York area who just fought off Hurricane Ida? Is that what the hurricane was called?
It was called, but for us, it was a tropical hurricane, a tropical storm.
It was not a tropical storm. I'll tell you that.
It was not.
Tell you that was. Yeah, so anyone in New York, New Jersey area, I hope you are safe today. A lot of recovery that needs to happen for vehicles, for homes, and all that stuff. Wish safety for everybody. But yeah, Tom, we are back. We are going to have our last preview episode finally before week 1 of the NFL 2021 season. How do you feel about that?
I'm excited. I'm pumped up. I'm pumped up to give my predictions for the season that I know are going to end up being completely wrong. So
you never know. You never know. It's a new year. Fans are finally back. And I think that changes the whole wave of this entire season, is the fact that fans will be in the stands regardless of what happens this year. Hopefully, knock on wood, crossing fingers. But yeah, I think we get to it. You want to break down the template of today's episode real quick?
Yeah. So we're going to open up right after this opening segment, and we're going to go full prediction for the whole NFL season. So we're going to give our division winners, who we think is going to be in the wild card, who we think is going to be in the Super Bowl, and our 2 favorite, regular season, awards, MVP and Offensive Rookie of the Year. Yep. And then we'll go into our team. So you'll be talking Cowboys. I'll be talking Jets. We'll touch on the Giants kind of together. We'll hate on them together. And then we'll end it up with our 3 future bets, our 3 best future bets, what we like going into the season. Could be over-unders, could be players winning certain awards. And then I think what would be cool is for us, we're in a lot of fantasy leagues. I think it would be cool for each of us to read our favorite team. So just start to finish who we drafted.
Yeah. I like that. So I didn't know we were going to do that today. I like that though.
It's easy. We just open up our app on our phone and we just say, like, this is my favorite team. This is my quarterback. This is my wide receiver. You know what I mean? And just
I am still in the process. I got 2 more drafts. I'm delinquent.
I've got one more. I've got one more.
And what have you done? 3 so far?
4.
Oh my God. And you got 1 more? Jesus. So I've done 2 and I still got 2 more.
I'm in 5 every year, and I'm staying in 5 because I've won a fantasy league the last 5 years. So 5 years ago, I agreed to be in 5. I've won a league the last 5 years. So until I lose one, each year I lose one, I'm going to take one off.
Nice. So if you're on a 5-year losing streak, losing fantasy.
Well, no, I'll always stay in one. All right,
I was going to say, like, you're going to have nothing. If you have 5.
I'll probably always stay in 2. Felter Snatch and Jay Rush's league. Always, forever.
Always and forever.
Yes,
all
sir.
Right, Tom. All right, let's do it. We will be right back. ZMT Sports back here. We are back from the opening segment. God, did I miss?
I just did a countdown on Zoom, people. And Mike was about to start 5 seconds earlier. Could have been a mess, but can't
wait to edit this out later.
Cannot wait.
When we do the YouTube. Yeah, so let's get to it. So we are going to break down the NFL piece by piece, division by division, and we are going to go over basically 1, 2, 3, 4, who wins each division, and finally our final playoff bracket that we think is going to have for 2021 season. Is that right, Tom? Is that what we're going to do?
Yeah. Bracket. We're going to just say the teams we think are going to make the playoffs and what teams we think are going to be in the Super Bowl and who's going to win the Super Bowl.
All right,
that's all I was thinking.
All right, I didn't know if you wanted to do, like, just name a division and just do 1 through 4 without much reasoning. 1 through 4.
Yeah, let's do NFC. I'll give you the honors. We'll do the lesser conference first. So we'll do the NFC, and then we'll go through them, and then we'll go to the AFC. You missed my little dig at you, didn't you?
Yeah, you love doing that shit.
To the lesser conference.
Whatever,
all right,
dickhead.
NFC East. Mikey D,
we are starting with the NFC least. That's what we're going to start off with.
Yes, the second worst division of football.
Second worst division of football. All right, so NFC East. This is, I think, is going to be another shit year for the NFC least. I don't see anything else. Being a Cowboys fan, I cannot admit more that we kind of suck. The rest of the division kind of sucks. I don't see any improvement. I think it's going to be better than what it was last year, where a 7-win team made the playoffs. But if I'm going to list and be realistic, I am going to go Washington at 8 and 9. They're going to get the division. And then I got the Cowboys falling after with like 7 and 9, I would say. I don't think they're going to make a playoff spot. I got to be realistic. It's too many injuries on the line for the Cowboys, and we will talk about it later. And then I got the Giants at third. I think they honestly could compete for the second spot too. I think them and Washington can honestly flip. I will talk about that as well. And I got the Eagles in dead last for the NFC East.
Cool. As for me, I am completely thinking the opposite for the NFC East than you.
Okay.
Mikey D, get ready for a playoff game. If my predictions come true, get ready for a home playoff game.
Oh no,
the Cowboys. I have a Dak comeback player of the year season, and when you got a quarterback like that, your team can win games that you don't even expect to win. Look at what Mike McCarthy did when he had Aaron Rodgers. Their defenses were always suspect, but yet they won football games. And that's what's going to happen with the Cowboys. I have the Cowboys at 11-6, winning the division.
Okay.
In second, I have the Washington football team at 9-8.
You think they can be the wild card team?
I believe so. Yes, it's going to be one of my wild card teams that we'll touch on at the end just to wrap it all up. I got the Giants coming in third at 7-10. I think it's an improvement, but I think they realize that without a better quarterback, they'll win more games. So I think this is Daniel Jones last year with the Giants. And then I have the Eagles coming in dead last at 5-12. So that's my NFC least predictions. Cowboys, football team, Giants, Eagles. Right, Mikey D, on to the NFC South. Rapid fire. Let's get it.
NFC
Who do you have?
I think this one is this one can be. Well, I think it's easy to put down on paper, but I feel like it can totally go the opposite way of what I'm going to pick. But I think, it's the Super Bowl, reigning champs, Bucks. I mean, I think it's the obvious pick to have them be one of the first seeds for the playoffs this year. They're bringing in 22 of their starters back to bring all back their coaches. They added pieces somehow. I think the Bucks are the clear-cut favorite of just being possibly a 1 seed, having another dominant year if they just continue to roll from how they did from last year's playoffs. I got them going at like 14-3. Bucks are going to be the leader of this NFC South division. And then in second, I'm going to take the Saints because I think that you can never count the Saints out. I know they got a lot of we have to have a lot to see for the Saints this year. You have Jameis Winston coming in at quarterback this year. How are they going to use Taysom Hill, all that stuff. But you can never keep the Saints out when you have Sean Payton as a coach, and they do have a lot of talent on defense. So I'm going to go with them second around 9-8. Don't think they're going to get a wild card spot. And then I'm going to pick the Panthers over the Falcons this year. I'm going to take Sam Darnold. He's got weapons again this year. I love the Panthers coach. What is his name again? Matt Rule. Yes, I love Matt Rule a lot. And the Panthers showed somewhat of improvements last year with minimal weapons. I think I'm going to pick them going around 6-11, and then I had the Falcons going dead last at 5-12, even despite getting Kyle Pitts and having Matt Ryan. I think the Falcons have a lot to figure out from last year. So I'm going to go Bucks, Saints, Panthers, Falcons for NFC South. Sorry.
Once again, milk money, cash money.
Opposite, huh?
No, we are like lockstep with the team we think is going to win the division.
Okay.
I have the Bucks at 14-3, winning the NFC South, reigning division champs, number 1 seed in the NFC.
Yes.
Pretty simple as that. I mean, like you said, I agree with everything. In second, however, I think the Falcons, new coach Arthur Smith, they're getting a bad rep. I think they have this bad reputation ever since the 24-3 and 28-3, which is rightfully deserved. But I think now that they have Dan Quinn's out, they have a new voice in. They led the league in the most losses by less than 7 points last year, and I think they got better this year. So yeah, they lost Julio Jones, but he was aging. He barely played last year anyway. So I think that they got better adding Kyle Pitts. Mike Davis is a good running back. Their offensive line is solid. Matty Ice was an MVP. Okay, we can't discount him. He's not even as old as Big Ben or any of these other older quarterbacks.
Trusting quarterback, he is.
He's still got an arm, so I think they come in second. And I feel like they come in second because the Saints are going to come in third, because I think Sean Payton, the minute Jameis Winston shows any distress, it's going to go to Taysom Hill. And I think there's going to be too much back and forth from Sean Payton. I think he's waiting for Rodgers to become available and go all in with him one more time. I think that's what the Saints' plan is. So I think that they're going to have too much quarterbacks switching around and who's going to play this week and matchup based and that's all contingent on Jameis Winston not being, lights out. If he's lights out, then they could win the division really because Sean Payton's a great coach. And then in fourth, I have the Panthers. Their defense is so bad. Their defense is going to be below, bottom 10 in the league. And I don't think their offense is there yet, even with Sam Darnold to make up for the defense's flaws. So I have them coming in fourth. Record wise, I really couldn't think of records for this. I really only did records for AFC East and NFC East because that's the most, I'm involved with. But I gave the records for the teams I think are going to win the division. So people will know that.
Clearly, we got
but
the
I'm
Bucs.
not going to get.
Yeah, so you can clearly name the Bucs clear-cut winning 13 games at least this year. I think.
So I have them at 14. What do I think the Falcons are going to do, or the Saints, or whatever? I don't read enough about them. I don't really know that much about them.
Yeah, for sure.
To give a record prediction, if I don't think they're going to win the division. But yeah, that's it. I got Bucs, Falcons, Saints, Panthers.
I like
NFC
that.
South, and the NFC South plays the AFC East. So
yes, they do. What do you want to do? NFC West or
NFC North?
NFC North. Let's do NFC North.
Lead us off.
NFC North. Where are you at, baby girl? Found you. NFC North.
Last Dance division.
The Last Dance division, and that's why I think it is clear. I have to go with the Packers taking this division again this year. MVP Rodgers is back. That I think that is the absolute gel of this team. Devontae Adams, Last Dance, like you said, I got them going around like 11-6. I think they'll be the only one out of this division to get a playoff spot. I know that's very ballsy to say, but I think that is the case. I'm going to take the Packers going 11-6, and second and third is really hard for me because this can go interchangeable for either way because I do love Kirk Cousins and the Vikings. And that offense here and there, but I'm going to go with the Bears in second place. I think their defense is lethal. I like that the whole Justin Fields competitiveness for the Bears. I think when he takes over in week 3, week 4, which will happen, I do believe. I think the Bears are going to go another level and they will go on somewhat of a run to go for a playoff chase to the Packers. So they will go at second at around 8-9. And then I got the Vikings right at the same record at 8-9, but they will win the divisional matchups against the Vikings to take that step over them. And then I got the Lions. As much as I love Dan Campbell and he wants to bite knees off, I got him. Their roster is so bad. I'm going with them at around 5-12. So I got Packers, Bears, Vikings, Lions for the NFC North.
Awesome. Love that. We are lockstep in the NFC North. I agree with everything you just said. And I have the Packers winning. The only thing I had them at 12-5. You have them at 11-6.
Okay.
No difference. I don't know if you've noticed yet, but it's so weird saying these records.
Yeah.
Right. I'm like doing I'm like thinking about it today. I'm writing it down. I got my index.
It could be all over the
place.
And
I'm like 17 games. I'm like 11-6. I'm like, is that good? Is that bad? Like you lose 6 games, but you want it's going to be weird seeing these records, especially like when the playoffs come around. But yeah, I got the Packers at 12-5. I got the Bears coming in at second. I got the Vikings coming in at third, and I have the number 1 pick Detroit Lions coming in fourth place in the NFC North. Milk money.
And
rolling. NFC West, the best division in football.
I do agree.
What do you
with
got
that.
going on there?
I do agree with that, and I think there is a potential 3 teams that could come out of this that can make a playoff spot. I got 3 teams going into my playoff bracket out of this division. It is just a matter of case who is going to be on top and have the better record, and I am going to throw out a little shocker here because I don't think you have it. I don't think a lot of people have it, but I got the Rams finishing first in this division this year. I love their defense. Do you have the Rams? Yes, sir. I love it.
What is this? Why are we agreeing?
I don't know.
What is happening?
I'm
throwing the cards up.
We got plenty of season to fight with each other, brother. Don't worry. But I have the Rams going 12-5 this year. Defense is lethal. Matthew Stafford is there. Coach is unbelievable. I love the Rams. They're going 12-5. In second, I am going to have a little of a shocker here because we can see what this team does when they are healthy. And I believe they're going to be healthy this year. They have competitiveness at quarterback again with Trey Lance being there. And I know
Jimmy G starting, but
I know Jimmy G is starting, but I'm saying maybe because if he has a fire under his ass, they can play as well as he did 2 years ago when he had a Super Bowl run. So I'm going with 49ers being second division, having a wild card spot at 11-6. And then I have the Seahawks right after them at 9 or around 10-5, not 10-5, 10-6. to make the
10 and
last
7.
playoff bet. 10-7, you're right. This whole fucking record thing is blowing my mind. But I have them falling right there at 10-7. And then I had the Cardinals just missing with 9 wins being the last division because the Cardinals have so much potential, I feel like, and they almost had a playoff spot last year. But I got to go with these 3 teams just taking 3 of these playoff spots right here. So I'm going to go Rams, Niners, Seahawks, Cardinals for the best division in the NFC.
Okay, yeah, agree with you. Best division in the NFC, but this isn't where we divert.
That's fine.
Because what's funny, I just made a big deal about us agreeing this whole time. I'm going off the beaten path besides the Rams. I got the Rams at 11-6, winning the division. All the points that you made, I agree with. Stafford, defense, one of the best defenses in the NFL. Stafford, gunslinger, perfect for Sean McVay's offense because McVay knows when it's perfect to mix in the run and mix in the pass. Rams offensive coaching staff is probably one of the best in the NFL besides maybe the Shanahans and Andy Reid. So that's my prediction. I think you're right on the spot there. Rams are going to win the NFC West. As for my team in second place, I got the Cardinals. Cliff Kingsbury, give me the most. I don't know if you're going to agree with this. Give me the most fly team in the NFL. They got the most fly-looking coach. They got Kyler Murray. You can go play baseball whenever he wants in Oakland. I mean, they got AJ Green. They got, I don't know. They got Chase Edmonds, James Conner. I mean, their defense is underrated. Chandler Jones wants out, but he's going to end up playing there. They got JJ Watt. I think they're just one of the most underrated teams in the NFL. And I think it's because they're in Arizona and it's the Cardinals, they were underrated when Carson Palmer was there and they ended up in the NFC Championship game like 1 or 2 times. So I just got the Cardinals there in second. In third, I got the 49ers. I think everything you said, I think they're going to run with Jimmy Garoppolo. And I think it's kind of going to maybe be a Justin Fields situation, but Jimmy Garoppolo is a good quarterback when he's healthy. He's a good game manager. He's kind of like a Ryan Fitzpatrick-y, Alex Smith type of guy where he's going to have games where he looks and he's going to have the perfect game manager in games, and then he's going to have games where he looks like one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. It's just what Jimmy G is. So Kyle Shanahan stays the course. They're going to win games, and their defense top notch. In fourth, I have the Seattle Seahawks. I think this is the year the Seahawks
fall off.
Russell Wilson's getting up there in age. He's not going to be able to be as mobile. Their offensive line's still shit. Jamal Adams is a crybaby bitch, and they're paying him $17.5 million a year. He's a safety. I don't know why they're paying him that much. So I just think that they're not good enough in this division. They were in the NFC North. They were in the NFC East. They were in the AFC. They might win more games, but I think they're going to go like 1-5 in this division, 2-4 in this division. And when you do that in this division, you're not going to be able to make the playoffs. So that's why I got the Seahawks in fourth. So I go Rams, Cardinals, Niners, Seahawks, and I have all the top 3 teams making the playoffs in the NFC.
Awesome. You want to go over your 1 through 7 playoff bracket for
and then I'll tell you what team in the NFC is going to make the Super Bowl. You tell me, and then I'll lead off with the AFC. Perfect.
All right.
Beautiful. Milk money, cash money. NFC East, Cowboys.
Awesome. That's 4 seed, 4 seed, whatever.
NFC South, the Buccaneers. NFC North, I got the Packers. NFC West, I got the Rams. Seeding wise, it goes Bucks the 1 seed, Packers the 2 seed, Cowboys the 3 seed, Rams the 4 seed, or that's interchangeable. We'll have them at the same record. And then wild card 1, I have the Cardinals.
Nice.
Wild card 2, I have the 49ers, and wild card 3 out of the NFC East, I have the Washington football team. And my team to represent the NFC in Super Bowl 50, whatever it is, Super Bowl in 2022.
Yes.
The Los Angeles Rams and Matthew Stafford. I think they get back there, and that big ass smile coming out of you. I think you're agreeing with me. I love that pick.
I love that pick.
And I put money where my mouth is with the Rams.
I love that pick. Wow. I'm horny now. All right, well, this is what I got. I'm gonna just follow around with you. Basically, got almost the same things for division winners, except you have the Cowboys. I have Washington, but I got Bucks at NFC South, Rams at NFC West, Packers out of the North, and I have Washington winning the East. And with my seeding, I got Bucks clear cut number 1. I got the Rams at number 2. I got the Rams number 2, having the second best record coming out of the NFC. And then I got Packers at 3. I got Washington at 4, being the division winner. And then with the other C's, I got the Niners at 5. I got the Seahawks at 6. And then I'm going to throw my boys in there at 7, because if they should be there, and if they're not, heads will roll. Especially mine. But if I have to go with the Super Bowl contender to represent the NFC, I am so glad you said it. I am glad we're on the same page, despite how many times we are not. I do believe the Los Angeles Rams will go on a run, and they will represent the NFC this year in the Super Bowl.
And all this, I love it. All this contingent on Matthew Stafford. All right, off to the AFC. Let's ditch the records for the AFC. Let's just go team.
Yeah,
bang, and then whatever. All right,
you're good.
Here we go. Leading off with the AFC East.
Your favorite.
One of the middle pack divisions in the NFL, I would say. The youngest quarterbacks. I mean, Josh Allen, 24 years old. Zach Wilson, 22 years old.
The oldest quarterback.
Mac Jones, 22 years old. Tua Tagovailoa, 23 years old. But anyway, as for my standings in the AFC East, as much as I hate for me to say this, Buffalo Bills are winning this division. I have them at 11-6. What's going to happen? In second place, I got the Miami Dolphins, just missing the playoffs. In third, I have the New England Patriots. I know you're going to hate that pick because you probably have them win the division somehow. I don't know why.
No.
And then I have in fourth my lonely New York Jets, and I will give you their record prediction in our next segment. Mikey D, talk to me.
AFC
what do you have happening in my division?
I wish I had the Bills Mafia shirt on. It's clear cut. There's no competitiveness. No, there is very competitive, and I will explain why. But I am going to take the Bills at what is one of the top seeds, either 1 or 2. I got to look at the other teams real quick, but I have them going with 13 wins here this year. Yes, I love the Bills. I am going to take them clear cut number 1 in the AFC East, and then at second, I have Mr. Mac Jones and the Patriots taking the
I'm gonna end this meeting right now. I'm gonna end this meeting right now.
I'm the leader. Fuck you. I'm the meeting leader. But I have the Patriots going in second. I have the Dolphins going in third, and I have sadly the New York Jets going in last. I know I wish I could pick them to go first for you, buddy, but I can't. But I have the Bills. I know. Zach Wilson, rookie MVP, baby. But Bills, Patriots, Dolphins, Jets. That's what I got for the AFC this year.
Awesome. Hate that. Okay, on to the AFC South, because fuck Mac Jones. Let's give him the gold jacket right now. Just put him in can right now. AFC South. This is a tough division. I don't know. It can go many ways. I got the Titans winning the division at 10-7. I think this is the worst division in the AFC conference is the NFC South, AFC South. But I got the Titans winning at 10-7. In second place, I have the Indianapolis Colts. I don't even know if it's going to be Carson Wentz, Sam Allen, or Tony. I don't even know who the hell is going to be their quarterback. But the other two teams in the division suck, so they're just going to, by default, finish second. In third, I have the Texans. They're just a veteran team. Tyrod Taylor, I just think because they have so many veterans, they signed like every veteran out there this year because they had no draft picks. I think they're going to win some games. I honestly think they're going to win 4, 5, 6 games, maybe, and that'll be enough to trump the Jaguars because the Jaguars probably have the second or third worst roster in the NFL, and I don't even care how good Trevor Lawrence is. He could be the next coming of Jesus Christ. He cannot overcome the roster that Urban Meyer put around him, and he won't be able to overcome the coaching curve that Urban Meyer will deal with coming from college into his first stint in the NFL as a head coach. Yes. So I got Titans, Colts, Texans, Jags.
Awesome. Wow, you have the Texans over the Jags. I mean, I could totally see that. But my turn to rate the worst probably division in the NFL, in my opinion. That says a lot for coming from an NFC East fan. But I have the Titans taking this division. I think the only reason why I have them taking this division is because the whole Carson Wentz situation. If he was clear-cut and healthy, I would consider the Colts to be the one to win this division. But the Titans, they have a good coach. They have a good team all around. They just added Julio, all that stuff. I think they take this division by a hair, especially if Carson Wentz ends up playing. But yeah, I have them at number 1. I had the Colts at second. Like I said, I'm banking on Carson Wentz here. I want him to do good this year. Don't know what's going to happen with his injury. They have a good defense, all that stuff. And then I'm going to go with the Jags at 3 here. The only reason why I'm going to go with Jags at 3 here, Houston is such a mess. I know the Jaguars are a mess too. But I feel like the element of surprise would be for the Jags to win 4 games this year. And I feel like that is enough to overlap Houston somehow.
I think Houston's going to be that bad. Okay.
Yeah, I really do think it's going to be that, especially with the trade talks of Deshaun Watson possibly going to the Dolphins. It is if Deshaun Watson isn't there, I see no hope for Houston. So I am going to go Titans, Colts, Jaguars, Texans for the AFC South.
Nice. All right. On we go. AFC North coming in. This division is going to be good this year, I think, again, because last year they had 3 teams make the playoffs. I think it's possible for all 3 to make the playoffs again this year. So, leading us off, I got the Browns sitting at 12-5 winning this division. Okay, I think they're the best team on paper in this division. I think they have probably right now, based on their careers, the best quarterback in the division because Big Ben's on the tail off. Joe Burrow, we don't know what he is because of his ACL tear. And Lamar Jackson, we both know we're not big fans of him. Even though he's a top 10 quarterback in the league, he's not really arm-wise. He can do the job. But anyway, yeah, I got the Browns coming in at 12-5. We're in the division. In second, I have the Baltimore Ravens by default. Lamar Jackson, Jim Harbaugh, one of the best coaches in the NFL, if not the best coach in the NFL, with what he can do with the players he has. Coming in at second. In third, I have the Pittsburgh Steelers. Might make the playoffs, might not. I'll let you know in a little bit. And in fourth, I got the Joe Big Dick Burrow. Cincinnati Bengals. Only in fourth because I think this is going to be their transition year where they're going to see where they stand with their current roster, and then they'll go all in next year because these 3 teams ahead of them were where they are now 3-4 years ago. Yeah. Well, at least the Ravens and the Browns were where the Bengals were 3-4 years ago. The Steelers have just been the Steelers forever. Exactly. So, but now the Bengals are going to just take this year as a kind of
AFC North. I think without a doubt, I think this division is the best in the AFC. I want to say that now.
West is, but
I mean, yeah, it could be debatable there, but I'm going to go with them just being the best division because I feel like 3 of these teams could be a playoff. I'm not going to include the Steelers, but I will go over to that. But Browns, you said best on paper, and I love the Browns this year. I think no one talks about them, and I think that's what makes them lethal.
Like the Cardinals.
Yeah, you are right about that aspect, but I don't have much faith in the Cardinals. But I have a lot of faith in the Browns. I love that they're underrated, and no one's giving them a chance. I have them going winning 12 games, and I think they're going to be the clear-cut winner of this division. I mean, it will be close with the Ravens, which will be my second. Like we talked about, Lamar Jackson, top 10 quarterback, I guess. I wish he could throw the ball better, but I have the Ravens winning 11 games right after them. Definitely a wild card team, without a doubt. If they don't win the division, but I had the Browns, Ravens. I had the Steelers. The reason why I said they could be a playoff team because they always seem to be in it, with that defense. It's a Steelers. Exactly. It's like the Cowboys. They always somehow are in it, despite if they let you down. So I have them going third in this division and possibly getting into a wild card spot because it's the Steelers. They just always seem to keep around. And then Joe Big Dick Burrow, he will get the Bengals at least 5 wins this year. I think I see a lot of improvement, and I'm praying for him to have a full healthy season because his potential will show this year. So I got Browns, Ravens, Steelers, and Bengals.
Very nice. All right, on to the AFC West. Rapid fire here for me so we can move on to our next segment. I'm going Chiefs, 13-4. No explanation needed. They're going to win the division. In second, I got Justin Herbert, the oncoming next big quarterback, I think, coming in second with the Chargers, and they're going to make the playoffs as well. In third, I have the Las Vegas Raiders, first season in Vegas with fans. And then in fourth, I got the Teddy Bridgewater-led Denver Broncos. Their quarterback situation's a mess. They kind of got veterans on defense. I don't even know what they got. Their offense could be really good if Teddy Bridgewater plays like he did in Minnesota when he went 10-6. But other than that, they're coming in fourth. So I go Chiefs, Chargers, Raiders, Broncos, Mikey D.
Yep.
Fire for you. AFC West.
I get the same exact thing. Basically, it's the Chiefs, Patty Mahomes, possibly MVP again, possibly Super Bowl contenders, probably will be there. Chiefs, I got them win at least 13 games, and I got the Chargers a second, like you do. I have them taking one of my wild card spots. I see a big year out of Herbert. I absolutely love that guy. And then I have the Raiders going in third, and then I have the Broncos going in fourth. Hoping a lot out of Teddy Bridgewater this year. He deserved the job. He got the job. So that's what I'm going to go. I'm going to go Chiefs, Chargers, Raiders, Broncos for the AFC
Very
West.
Nice. My wild card teams, along with the division winners, and my division winners are the Bills, the Titans, the Browns, the Chiefs. My wild card 1 is going to be the Ravens. My wild card 2 is going to be the Chargers. My wild card 3 is going to be the Steelers. And representing the AFC in Super Bowl 50, whatever it is, Super Bowl in 2022 is going to be the Cleveland Browns. We're taking the Cleveland Browns to the Super Bowl, baby, and they are going to play the Rams. And I'll let you say your AFC team first, and then I'll say who I think is going to win the Super Bowl. What a Super Bowl!
What a Super Bowl!
The Browns and the Rams.
The clear-cut answer would be the Chiefs and the Bucs again, but Tom Leone is just putting out a Super Bowl that people who wouldn't like football would like. And
Yes.
that's what I love to hear. But I am, with my bracket, I am going to have the Chiefs #1 seed. And then I got the Bills #2 seed, Browns #3 seed, Titans #4 seed. And then I have the same wild card spots as you, except for my last one, which you will hate, but I will love. I have the Ravens with the first wild card spot, Chargers with the second wild card spot, and then Patriots in the 7th spot. Mac Jones leading the Patriots to a playoff spot.
In the Super Bowl too. You got Mac Jones being the first rookie quarterback to ever play in the Super Bowl.
I got him to go in the conference final. All right. Well, as much as I would love to choose the Browns, I think I have to come into earth. I already picked a team that is out of nowhere in the NFC that I agree with you, but I had to just go with the basic answer. I think it's revenge here for the Chiefs. I think they go back.
Nice. 3 straight Super Bowls.
I think they go back to Super Bowl again, but Browns will be my runner-up. That exactly. I think they get some revenge from that divisional round last year. So yeah, I have a Chiefs versus Rams Super Bowl. You have a Browns versus Rams Super Bowl, which would be awesome.
Would be electric. All right, quick, right before we end this segment up, offense. Give me your offensive rookie of the year and give me your MVP. Real quick, no explanation, just give it to me.
All right, MVP. I think Patty Mahomes takes it again this year. I think without a doubt that he will get it. Offensive rookie player of the year. I am going to go Justin Fields.
Wow, we agree. I'm going Justin Fields, offensive rookie of the year, and I'm going Patty Mahomes to win MVP. Wow. All right, people, we will be back. Jets, Cowboy, Giant preview, ZMT Sports, segment 1 completed. We're back for the NFL season. Milk, money, cash, money.
Yes, sir.
On the other side. Milk, money, cash, money, back. Segment 2, first episode of the 2021 NFL season.
Yes, sir.
ZMT Sports back. And we are finally talking.
I miss saying that.
I know, right? Our favorite teams. And if you don't mind, you mind if I take the floor?
Please take the floor. I love everyone. Hold on before Tom takes the floor, as he does so brilliantly every time. Tom has this tradition called Tom's Jets Take. And if you don't have Tom on Snapchat, please do it. Please add him. It is quite the entertainment that I wish that we could bring over here. We got to make it our own segment because you are fantastic with your Jet Takes.
We thank you. I appreciate them, though. They will be back this year, no doubt about it. And I'll be back at the games, which means I'll be getting everybody in my tailgate, too.
Yes,
like I missed out on that last year, asking Russ, asking Kyle, asking Joey Guns, asking everybody at the tailgate, what's your prediction for the game? I got, all of that. I missed it all. So I'm going to be happy to get that back. But we should post it on our Twitter or our Instagram stories. I could save the snaps and then I could throw them on there. I don't know.
I love it. Yeah, do it. Yeah,
maybe I'll do Tom's Jets Take. I'll create a private story, Tom's Jets Take / ZMT Sport. Make it
where
ZMT Sport related, But anyway, speaking of my JTS, Jets.
Sure.
Oh, another year, man. Another year of this fucking shit. I am 23 years old. By week 12 or 13 of this season, I will be 24 years old.
Oh, you're old. I'm not even 23 yet.
Which means I'm going to be pushing a quarter of a century old.
Mm-hmm.
And I've maybe seen the Jets be good for 4 seasons. 5 seasons.
4 or 5 best seasons of your life. And you've seen 2 AFC championships.
I've seen 2 AFC championship games. I was in middle school, but I'll still take them. But yes, I've seen 2 AFC championship games. Another thing I've seen a lot of in my almost quarter of a century living is, Mike, let's see if you know where my brain is what? What have I seen a lot of in my 25 years of living?
The first thing you think of when you think of the Jets, it has to be the Mark Sanchez butt fumble. Is that where you're putting your mind?
That is not where my mind is, but it does have something to do with that. Thanks for reminding me of that, because all Jet fans love hearing that. Where my brain was going was I have seen a lot of rookie quarterbacks. Why? Because
can't get the right one.
Jets are incompetent at not only picking the right quarterback, but hiring the right GM, right? So usually the vicious cycle of Jet fans, at least in my life, has been hire a GM, let him fully run the team and own the roster. Let him hire a coach. I mean, let's not let him hire a coach though. Me, the owner, Christopher Johnson, Woody Johnson, we're gonna hire the coach, right? So right off the bat, the coach and the GM probably don't even have the same morals because the GM doesn't even get to pick the coach. Okay, so that's usually what step one is. Step two is evaluating the roster, getting rid of all the players that Jet fans like, and saying they're just 10 years done here. They haven't won with us anyway. Let's just justify why we're getting rid of them. Cool. Step three is going into a year with the quarterback from the previous regime, the previous GM that previous GM drafted, and said, you know what, let's give him one more shot with the team I'm going to build around him, right? The team that the new GM is going to build around. But in reality, they're throwing the words build around at us, but really what they're doing is destroying the roster and putting nothing around that quarterback that showed a glimpse of potential with the old regime, but it was the old regime's fault why that rookie quarterback didn't turn into something good, right? So now what happens is that quarterback gets ridden up, the new GM picks another rookie quarterback, and year one is a developmental year. Let's put a decent team around him so he can grow. That's where we are right now with Zach Wilson. I just went through it with Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold's rookie year, though, at least he showed the glimpse, right? Yes. Year two, new coach, Adam Gase. Why? Yikes. Fire their GM midway after the draft. Let the GM do the draft. Let the GM do free agency, and then they fire him. Hire Joe Douglas, and Joe Douglas wanted nothing to do with the roster that was on the Jets. He's completely tearing them apart. Completely tore it apart.
Yes.
And now we're here. First-year coach Robert Saleh. I think was the best head coaching candidate out there. So I was happy that they
for sure. Definitely got a winner there.
Defensive coordinator. Great dude. And now the quarterback situation happens, right? Last year was the Jets are going to get Trevor Lawrence. The Jets are going to get Trevor Lawrence. And it was just like they teased us just enough, right? For Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence was the guy. They teased us just enough. And they beat the Los Angeles Rams in LA, which is something if the Jets were 13-0, they would have lost that game.
Oh, yeah.
In LA. But because they were 0-13 and had Trevor Lawrence in their lap, they win the football game. And it turns out to be they don't even, they end up winning another game too. They end up beating the Browns. So they beat two playoff teams.
Yes.
Who also both won a playoff game.
Yes.
In their 2-14 season that led them to the number 2 pick. Because Jacksonville, who started the year 1-0, if you remember, they beat Phillip Rivers and the Colts week 1, ended up losing 15 straight games.
Like how?
So it went from Trevor Lawrence to now this kid named Zach Wilson.
With a lot of hope and praise.
And now I'm sitting here a week before the season starts, literally 7 days away, Cowboys, Bucks kickoff. And I'm like, think about where I was a year ago today, being such a Sam Darnold fan, a big Sam Darnold fan. Now in about 14 days, not 14 days, about 10 days, Zach Wilson, who is probably the quarterback I wanted the least out of that came out of college, maybe the third. I think I went Lawrence, Fields, Wilson, or Darnold. I want to keep Darnold. Not only is Zach Wilson opening the year as a Jets quarterback, but they're facing Sam Darnold of the Panthers.
Storylines, baby.
Storylines forever. But we'll be talking about the week 1 matchups and everything next week in our week 1 episode.
Yes.
But I wrote down some key points of what I think about the Jets in the 2021 season.
Bring it. I want to hear it. Let me hear it.
Hype train needs to chill on Zach Wilson. I'm already hearing about how great Zach Wilson's going to be, that he's different, that his process is amazing, that look at this throw, look at this, look how he looked in preseason. I feel like Jet fans have amnesia. I feel like they have short-term memory loss because it's just the same thing over and over again. We were saying the same shit about Sam Darnold. We were saying the same exact fucking shit. And now I'm hearing it with Zach Wilson, and it's different. Sam Darnold was the problem. Bullshit. And when Sam Darnold throws for 350 yards and 4 touchdowns against us week 1, because point number 2, our defense will be a huge issue, we'll all realize that, wow, if you actually put talent and a coach and an offensive coach that cares about scheming the offense of the players he has, rather than forcing players to use the scheme because you're a narcissist and think that your scheme is amazing, Adam Gase stinks.
You
realize that he's not a bad quarterback. But anyway, Yeah. So like I mentioned, point number 2, defense will be a huge issue. The Jets will have a bottom 10 defense in the league. Their secondary is a shit show. They lost Carl Lawson, who was their big free agent signing, their big pass rusher. They just signed traded for Shaq Lawson. He'll be an upgrade. He'll help them out, but their defense will be a huge issue. They're all in on next year. It's clear this year is a growing year. They even said it today. They want to win, but they want to build it the right way. And that in translation in the NFL, and especially for us Jet fans, we've heard it so many times, is it's going to be a long year.
Sure.
And that's why I have their record at 5-12. Like, they're going to win 5 games. They're probably going to be a lot more competitive than they were last year. The only thing I hope for as a fan, Mike, and I'm sure you can feel for this, is that win a couple early. Like, get me to October, get me to November where you're like 3-5, 4-6, where like all hope isn't gone yet, but you're like I'm watching a game in November, like November 1st, and the Jets are 4-5 or 4-6 or 5-7. And I'm like, all right, if they win this one and they win the next one, you never know, because look at how they looked in the games they've won versus the games they lost. Don't start the year 0-6, 0-7, where you're a laughing stock, you're a joke, there's no chance. Even if you win a game, it's like you're 1-7 now. Who cares? Be 2-3 to start the year. Be 3-4. Be 2-1. Like, get us hyped. I'd rather get the hype up because I haven't felt it in 3 years now. And then crash and burn in November, December, where it's like, all right, it's all about next year. Let's find some guys. Like, that's fine to me, because if you get there and you're in the mix, you never know what can happen. And that's what I want. And that's what I've missed the last 2 years of the Jets, is that we haven't gotten to the point where it's like, anything can happen. Like, that's just been taken from us. And it sucks, but last thing I want to talk about, when it comes to my JETS,
lay it on me,
is I wanted to give you a prediction of Zach Wilson, what I think Zach Wilson's going to be this year.
Over under 13.5 interceptions.
Over. I'm going to give you the stat line, but I'm going to give you a stat line of what I think his final stats are going to be to end the year. And I think, as you know, and as most of our friend group knows, I'm actually being a very competent Jet fan this year compared to my fellow Jet fans, is that I'm actually going to wait and believe it when I see it. So anytime you guys send me something that's like, oh my God, look at this thrower, dude, he looks good, I go, it's going to be trash. Like, because that's just what it is. Like, that's what Jet quarterbacks are, Am I being a little hard on the dude? Like, yes. As a fan, am I being a little pessimistic?
Yes.
And coming from an eternal optimist, it's very weird to, hear me be pessimistic, but I have to be, because I got burnt. I got burnt with the last one. I got burnt with the last quarterback. I mean, I might not have been burnt because he might turn out to be good, but it was just like, I can't trust the organization yet. Even if Joe Douglas is making a lot of good moves, even if, Robert Saleh is the complete opposite of Adam Gase. Can't get excited yet until I see it. So with that being said, I think Zach Wilson he's not going to be offensive rookie of the year. I know that's a hot topic now, but I also don't think he's going to be as bad as Colin Cowherd's making it seem like he's not even going to be a top 5 quarterback ever in his career.
Cowherd.
And Colin Cowherd's doing that because he went all in on Sam Darnold and the Jets ruined him and made him look like an idiot. Colin Cowherd was the one when the night Adam Gase was hired, tweeted, Sam Darnold and Adam Gase, where can I buy tickets for the 2019 AFC Championship game at MetLife Stadium? That's Colin Cowherd. So now he got burnt so bad on that.
I hate that guy.
Right? He got burnt so bad on that. And the Jets were one of his surprise teams for last year, and they ended up going 2-14. Now that he got burnt so bad, he's going the complete opposite with the Jets. And then when the Jets end up might be good in the next couple of years, Zach Wilson might be competent. He can go back and say, well, they burnt me with Sam Darnold, so I was, you know what I mean? He's covering his ass.
Yeah. Because he's just not a good analyst. Yeah, we'll just leave it at
sucks.
Yes.
But I also don't think he's going to be like gold jacket like all the Jets fans are saying. Anyway, my last thing, I'm leaving everybody with this so they know this. They get this in, and I know you keep the receipts because you throw them at me all the time.
All the time,
Zach
baby
Wilson
girl.
This year, remember, it's 17 games. So when you hear this first number, you might be like, wow, it's a really good year. But it's 17 games, remember. 4,100 passing yards.
I can see that, yes.
26 touchdowns.
Okay.
Throwing touchdowns.
Yes.
22 interceptions.
Fair.
And I think he'll have somewhere between 4 to 6 rushing touchdowns. So I have him at 30 to 32 total touchdowns. So 4,100 yards, 32 total touchdowns, 22 interceptions.
So
I would say it's a pretty good year in 17 games.
Despite how harsh you were being on him, you think he could be productive for this offense?
I think so, because I think for the first time in about 7 years or 6 years, the Jets offense is not going to be the problem this year. I really think the scheme is perfect for a rookie quarterback where they're going to run the ball so well, and their offensive line is going to be top 10 in the league, top 15 in the league. So they'll be able to have some games where they really control the run game, where Zach Wilson is going to pop the little play action and have Elijah Moore, have Corey Davis wide open 30, 40, 50-yard chunk plays. And he's going to end up, he's going to end games with like Jimmy Garoppolo style on his like bad games, Jimmy Garoppolo style stat lines, like 17 for 28, 203 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, something like that. Like, you know what I mean? But then he's going to have some very Kyle Shanahan, Kirk Cousins, not saying he is Aaron Rodgers, but Kirk Cousins-y, Aaron Rodgers, Jimmy Garoppolo, good games where he's like in the Shanahan offense, he's like 21 for 24, 310 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception, because they're going to have these big chunk plays and the play action is going to open up these long throws down the field. So that's why I have his yards up there, 4,100, but it's 17 games. So that'd probably like 36, 37 in a 16 game year, 26 touchdowns, probably, throwing touchdowns. I would put him at 23, 24 in a 16 game year, extra game, 1 or 2 touchdowns, 22 interceptions in a 16 game year. I'd probably put him at 19, 20, 17, 1 or 2 1 or 2 interceptions, give or take here and there. So that's what I have him at. So I got the Jets at 5-12, last in the AFC East, and I got Zach Wilson with presentable rookie year numbers where you can build, you're confident in building and going all in the next year.
And you will fall in love all over again.
I might. Like, listen, if he comes out week 1 and wins a game 34-31 and like throws for 400 yards and 3 touchdowns like Justin Herbert came onto the scene, I'm going to go ballistic, because then I was wrong, and I'll be the first one to be happily admitting that he's wrong.
Yeah.
But enough about my Jets. The floor is now yours to speak your mind about America's team. Open up the year against the defending Super Bowl champion.
Rough. Take a minus 13.5. Take the Bucs. No, well, for real. If they shock the world in a week from today, expectations will be high. I brought this up last week, Tom. I said this on last episode. I said I need to see this team play before I can make any assumptions about them. Because, like I said, all I have to say about this team, all I have seen about this team is on Hard Knocks. And even on Hard Knocks, the fucking starters aren't even the highlight of Hard Knocks. It's a bunch of fucking, I know, right? That's what I'm saying. It's a bunch of fucking rookies that got cut for the team. So that is the Cowboys organization right now. And Jerry Jones on Hard Knocks, he said he will do anything, probably sell his soul for the Dallas Cowboys to win the Super Bowl again. Well, listen up, Jerry. You got your Super Bowls already. I think the devil said his time's up. You're not getting any more. But just like you had 3 points, I had 3 points heading into this 2021 season for Dallas Cowboys, and that could turn the tide of the season or benefit the season for them. So number 1, biggest, most important thing. What do you think it is, Tom? You probably had it on top of your head. Dak Prescott. Thank you, Tom. Dak Prescott's health will be the key to this season, without a doubt. Because me and you think it, a lot of people think it, a lot of people don't think it just because he's a Cowboy. But if you don't think he's good, you're dumb. Because when Dak Prescott is healthy, we saw what he could do last year, especially
top
with
5 quarterback in the league.
Absolutely. And he is the favorite for comeback player of the year. Without any doubts, there's a lot of competitors that could definitely get it as well. But Dak Prescott, if he is healthy and he puts on the same production that he put up last year in a full 17 game season, my goodness, you might as well hammer comeback player of the year. You might as well throw that shit on there. So Dak Prescott's help, because if he doesn't, the shoulder injury, the ankle, there's a lot of things going on with Dak right now. Nobody really knows what the deal is with Dak right now. We hear good things, we hear bad things, blah, 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 blah. As long as he's healthy, the Cowboys will have a chance in every game this year. Second, Tom, what is it?
Defense.
You were just like, you have my list right here. Defense. The Dallas Cowboys.
I follow Cowboys
defense.
Closely, buddy.
Yes, sir. Dallas Cowboys defense. There is a lot to be shown from this defense. I love Trayvon Diggs. I think he's a competitor. I think he gets Amari Cooper in practice. That's just make him better. Make him one of the top cornerbacks in the league. He's the only fucking cornerback secondary that I even know that's on this fucking team right now by heart. It is just brutal. So I need to see a lot of production out of this defense. I do love their linebacking core. If I had to put a bet down for rookie defensive player of the year, I think Micah Parsons has a chance. I think that dude, he's going to be a dog. And the linebacking core for the Cowboys is probably one of the best in the league. You have Leighton Vander Esch if he stays healthy, Jalen Smith if he could be productive, he could be all productive, and then now you got Micah Parsons. So it could be very productive on the defensive side, on the linebacker side of things, and when you have Trayvon Diggs. But they have a lot of pieces that need to be filled, and people need to step up. So defense. Do not put Dak in that incredible offense in the same situations that they were in last year. And because if you keep the games close, if you keep other points off the board, the Cowboys will win games this year. That's my number 2. And number 3, it is kind of shocking. I'm not even going to ask. Well, it's not really shocking, but I'm not even going to ask you because I don't know. Let me see. What do you think it is? What do you think it is? Think of another huge key of the Cowboys offense that had a lot.
I want to say, I didn't hear that last part.
Oh,
I was shushing you. I actually muted you. Because I'm thinking, because I'm right now, I'm teetering. I want to say Zeke. I want to say Mike McCarthy. I'm teetering. I don't know if it's coaching or I don't know if it's Zeke. I'm gonna go with Ezekiel Elliott because I feel like Cowboy fans want Tony Pollard to start so bad.
Boom!
Can I go 3 for 3?
You went 3 for 3. Zeke's production. You might as well be a Cowboys fan, brother. But Zeke's production is another huge key this year. If you think about it, last year, he had his worst season ever since he's been in the league for 6 years. He had a lot of fumbling issues. He just was not Zeke. He was not Elliott. He was people put him from a top 5 running back to like not even top 10 anymore after last season. I think that's kind of a stretch. I think he can still be very good if he fixes his problems. He put on some weight in the offseason, muscle weight. He's faster. He looks better. And you know what another thing is? Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott, they are best friends. Like me and you, Tom. Me and you click. That's why we have a good podcast, because me and you gel. You gel. When Zeke's not going nowhere. When Zeke is on his game, Dak Prescott's on his game, and it's vice versa. So Zeke's production is huge. I left Mike McCarthy off this top 3 because I saw a lot of things that I like about Mike McCarthy. He knows how to. Obviously he had Aaron Rodgers, and because he lost grip of Aaron Rodgers, people think that he's a bad coach. But he also won Aaron Rodgers' only Super Bowl. So.
And if I might add on to you that to make your point stronger, you kind of see the type of guy Aaron Rodgers is.
Exactly. So really, was it Mike McCarthy that lost grip of Aaron Rodgers, or did Aaron Rodgers lose grip of Mike McCarthy? Exactly. So I see shades of Mike McCarthy, things that I like. I know hard not to see the background, things that they think. Mike McCarthy is a likable guy, and they look like they like to play for Mike McCarthy. He looks like he relates to those players here and now. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And Kellen Moore did his thing last year as offensive coordinator. Now they have a good defensive coordinator in Dan Quinn, who, as we've seen, put together the Legion of Boom before. So there's a lot of good coaching positions that are filled on the Dallas Cowboys right now. They just need to put it all together. It's got to be the production of the players, in my honest opinion. So that's why I left Mike McCarthy in the coaching off the list, because Mike McCarthy has held up a Lombardi Trophy before, and that is something that Dallas Cowboys hasn't seen in almost a quarter of a century. So. So
coaches coach, players play. I wanted the Jets to hire Mike McCarthy. So
that is my thing. And then you gave a season prediction. I'm going to give my season prediction. I know I said it earlier. I had the Cowboys in my last wild card spot. I am literally going to say this is my ceiling for the Dallas Cowboys, because they have a really hard schedule. They go on the road against the Chiefs. They go on the road against the Chargers, the Bucs. They have a really hard schedule. The whole NFC East does. My ceiling for them is to win 10 games. I think 10-7 is their ceiling, and that is for them to win division. That is my record prediction for the Cowboys this year.
Respectable. I like that. I was a little higher on them. I had them at 11-6, but
I think hard schedule, Tom.
I know we're gonna talk about it next week, but they could surprise some people next week on Thursday.
A lot of people are writing on them.
All Tom Brady teams kind of start slow, and if you remember last year, Tampa Bay started off slow. Then they had a really
wild card team.
I know, and a lot of that was because they struggled early, and then they had like a 4 or 5 game winning streak, and then they lost like 1 or 2 in a row, if I remember correctly. Then they finished strong, and hey, they were if Ryan Fitzpatrick, and we didn't get to really talk about teams, whatever. If Ryan Fitzpatrick has like a 2015 Jets year where he threw for 30 touchdowns and 15 interceptions and kind of game manages for Ron Rivera with that spark and that big playability, the football team's going to be very good, because they almost took down the Bucs. They probably played the Bucs the toughest out of any team in the playoffs, especially the Super Bowl. They ran rampant over the Chiefs. The
with
Bucs
Heineke at quarterback too.
I was going to say, with Taylor Heineke as their quarterback, they almost beat the Buccaneers. So could you imagine if that was Ryan Fitzpatrick last year on the center with them?
For sure.
Now they have Ryan Fitzpatrick. They added Curtis Samuel. Terry McLaurin's in year 3. Their offensive line took a little bit of hit. They lost Robert Moses to the Jets. They cut him, but they added a younger piece, so it might be as might be decent.
And I think
Ryan Fitzpatrick
I
uses legs,
think
but
Fitzpatrick had a very underrated year last year too. I really think he did. He played extremely well for his caliber. You know what I'm saying?
Ever since 2015, I feel like 2015 with the Jets was Fitzpatrick's year where he finally looked at himself in the mirror. In Buffalo, he had that one hot start. He started 5-1, and they gave him all this money for the next 4 years. He felt like he needed to be the guy, kind of like the franchise quarterback. When he came to the Jets, he looked at the team. He was like, okay, Chris Ivory, Brandon Marshall, Eric Decker, Nick Mangold, Abrickashaw Ferguson, Darrell Revis, Antonio Cromartie. I need to come here and just not lose football games, but also had the freedom to be myself. So he turned into a game manager. And ever since that year, and then 2016, when shit hit the bed, he got hurt. But 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020.
Productive on the Bucks, productive on the Dolphins,
just a game manager, won football games and produced at a high level. So that team for me, speaking about the Cowboys, that to me is really their only true, like, when the Cowboys play the football team, the Cowboys defense doesn't show up, they could be in trouble because Fitzpatrick can torch them, and the defense is good enough to kind of suppress the Cowboys' high octane offense. I also wanted to note on the Cowboys that I don't know if you noticed, but I feel like the NFC East, I feel like always sees the Cowboys as the team to beat because all these teams tend to make moves to beat the Cowboys. Like the Giants got a Dory Jackson. They did not need a Dory Jackson. They got a Dory Jackson because not only, like, to me, I thought it was a cowboy facing the Cowboy type of move. It was the Cowboys have 3 receivers. We can't beat that Cowboys team because of what Dak Prescott is unless we have a dude that can cover all 3 of those guys.
Yeah.
Because now they have Bradbury on Cooper or whatever you want to say. They could put Adoree Jackson on Gallup because Adoree Jackson's more big and physical, and then they could drop Logan Ryan to face CeeDee Lamb, or they could put Adoree Jackson on CeeDee Lamb. Like it was a Cowboy facing move, it was a division facing move, and I feel like that's why I have the Cowboys winning the NFC East because I feel like they're always the team to beat. With Dak Prescott, like they were competitive last year with Ben DiNucci and Andy Dalton. Like Dak Prescott is good for 5 or 6 wins alone. And what did they get? 6 last year?
Yes. Came down to the last game of the season, they had no business being there either. No business.
That comes back to as the same player that rolled his ankle on that day against the Giants. It becomes back to the same player. The Cowboys are improved. As a team as a whole, they're improved. And he's good for that many wins. That's like just my thing about the Cowboys. So that's just my thought about it.
My little sleeper Cowboy fan, you little sleeper Cowboy fan.
I don't hate the Cowboys. I don't hate the Cowboys.
I think we should talk about a team that we fucking hate.
Yes, we're gonna end the segment with a nice little 5-minute.
Not even 5 minutes. Let's just get on with it. Fuck the no, just kidding.
Giant.
I'll let you take the floor first. What is your ceiling? We have to talk about New York Giants because it's our local area team, everything like that. We have friends who are fans, and that's why we do it.
I'll try my best not to be biased.
Yeah, for sure. I'm same here because I honestly have high expectations about the Giants, which I will get into. But what is your ceiling for the Giants this year, and what will hold them back to not reach that ceiling?
Daniel Jones will hold them back.
Yes, 110%.
I've said this, and once again, I just said I'm not going to try to be biased, but I just saw a tweet before when I was just got back from dinner. I saw a tweet. Todd Gurley and Le'Veon Bell 3 years ago were like top running backs in the NFL. They're both under 30, and they're both not signed.
Yeah, I know. Crazy.
The Giants royally fucked themselves by taking Saquon Barkley in that 2018 draft. They should have taken Darnold, they should have taken Allen, or they should have taken Lamar Jackson. You want to know why? This team now with one of those 3 at quarterback are guaranteed in the playoffs.
Oh, 110%.
You want to know why? They would have been a year ahead. They would have known about Darnold last year, so they would have made a move this year. They would have known about Jackson last year, so they would have made a move this year. They would have known about Allen last year. They would have known, they would have made a move. Or they would have determined it after year 2 instead of year 3. And regardless, if everything stayed the same and they had one of those 3 guys at quarterback, they were in better shape than they are with Daniel Jones. And I've been saying that since day one. You don't take a running back there because you're not going to get the value out of him. Add on, he just tore an ACL. Now you're sitting here with Daniel Jones with this top 5 defense, this decent offensive line, and a quarterback that you don't know what the hell he is. It's like a waste of time. It's the 2019 Jets situation with the Giants. They have a lot of expectations. Their defense is very good. It's all on the quarterback. It's all on Daniel Jones. If Daniel Jones takes a step, they're a 10-11 win team. Easy, just because of that defense, because they only need Daniel Jones to game manage. If Daniel Jones plays like he has the last 2 years, they're the same exact team. There's nothing really different about them. What do they add? They added Kadarius Toney, who can't see the freaking field right now because he's hurt all the time. Kenny Galladay hurt all the time. Doesn't even matter. And their defense, Adoree Jackson. It's literally all they didn't make huge moves. They kind of kept the same roster because they even know internally we need the quarterback to take the next step, and then we're adding Saquon.
For sure.
So that's my personal opinion. I think their ceiling is 10, 11 wins if Daniel Jones takes the next step and becomes a competent quarterback. I think their floor is like 4 or 5 wins if he sucks again, because they're the same exact team. And they have a tough schedule as well, just like the Cowboys.
Yeah. I mean,
that's as unbiased as I can get.
As I'm saying, like, am I allowed to take the floor? You still got anything else to say?
No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm done.
Yeah, no, I mean, no, you said everything that I would have said. Like you said, it is 125,000% on Daniel Jones this year for the New York Giants. And being a Cowboys fan, as much as I dislike them and everything like that, it is trying to be as unbiased as possible. This guy is the ultimate holdback for that team, because when you look at their defense, like you said, top 5, they have playmakers on defense, absolute freaks. And they're the reasons why they were even competitive last year and almost got a playoff spot. Because we said last week, when we say the biggest win of their season last year, he wasn't even under center. They had Colt McCoy under center, which is just tells you everything you need to know, because the defense did their job and Colt McCoy did enough to help them out. So
he didn't hurt them.
Yeah, he didn't hurt them, which Daniel Jones probably
didn't fumble,
would have done.
Didn't throw interception. Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, I agree with you. I was just say 10 wins is their ceiling too. I think, like I said, they can alternate switch with Washington this year if Daniel Jones is productive at all this year. So that is my thing. That is me being unbiased as possible.
I think Washington and the Giants are built very similar, and it's all in the quarterback play. If the veteran Ryan Fitzpatrick plays better than the young quarterback Daniel Jones, the football team will be better. Yeah. If Daniel Jones regresses or stays the same.
And you know what's crazy too? Washington's got a chip on their shoulder because the Giants were the one team they couldn't beat last year.
They haven't been able to beat them in the last 2 or 3 years.
Exactly.
Never actually. They suck against the Giants. So
yeah,
bro, and it's either going to stay the same or it's going to change. It's just, to me, if I was a Giant fan, I think the only thing I wish they had, and they were heavy on Carl Lawson, who the Jets ended up signing, but he tore his Achilles. But anyway, they're missing that bona fide pass rusher, and they're missing they're missing what the quarterback is. Those are the 2 things they're missing. Yeah. They can find a way. I think Patrick Graham's one of the the best defensive coordinators in the NFL. Probably might be the best schemer.
Sure.
He'll scheme to make up the pass rusher. Once again, can Jason Garrett and Freddie Kitchens scheme a game plan that protects the quarterback and elevates him? And we don't know. That's the biggest question for the Giants.
Yeah. The last thing I'm going to say about the Giants is, it hurts me because the Cowboys had a defense like that. Oh my God. It just hurts. It hurts my soul. And I know it hurts souls of other Giant fans too. They know.
It's not the same city, but it reminds me a lot of the Mets-Yankees thing for the last 10 to 12 years. I mean, ever since 2009, it's the best team that baseball could buy, right? Is my joke, because that's always used against the Mets in a sarcastic way. But in 2009, that disgustingly good Yankee team that beat the Phillies in the World Series, ever since then, it's always been like what the Mets have, the Yankees don't, and what the Yankees have, the Mets don't. And that's why neither of them can win. If the Yankees have had the Mets pitching for the last 6-7 years, they would have won 2 or 3 World Series. If the Cowboys had the Giants defense in the last couple of years, that team wouldn't lose. That team would win 12, 13, 14 games a year, because the Cowboys offense is always top 10, it seems, and their defense is always bottom of the league. They're always in these 34-31 shootouts, 28-24, 41-37, always in these shootouts. Whether it was Romo and Murray or Romo and Barber or Zeke and Dak, always in these shootouts because their defense is putrid. And then the Giants are always in these 19-16 games with a dead-armed Eli Manning or a crappy rookie Daniel Jones. They're always in these close games where their defense is getting these, fumble returns for a touchdown and this and that. It's disaster. If they could just switch or combine. I'm
just going to say, just how I said for the Cowboys, it's going to take week 1 to really determine what I feel about the team and everything that I see. Now, I think the same thing applies to Giants because we know the expectations of the Giants and what they have coming back. Exactly. The fact
You lose to Denver.
that Denver is the favorite here is kind of a slap in the face of the Giants. And I just like, obviously we're not doing week 1 bets yet, but I want to take the Giants straight up because they should win this football game. Mm-hmm. But if they don't, and it's probably because of Daniel Jones. We'll see what happens week 1 because he did against the Steelers last year. Week 1, they had a chance to beat the Steelers, and Daniel Jones fucked it up. Yep. We will see everything we need to know about the Giants week 1 against Denver because they're facing a very average team, and they're the underdog because they know that Daniel Jones was holding them back. So that is where I'm going to leave it at the Giants. I'm done talking about. I'm tired of talking.
I'll say one more thing about the Giants. I can see a very Baker Mayfield like Daniel Jones career path. Comes hot on the scene, rookie year, comes in for the veteran. I mean, Baker Mayfield was, came in for Tyrod Taylor. But Daniel Jones came in for Eli Manning, ripped it apart. Remember that Buccaneers game? Crazy, good, throwing touchdowns left and right. Giants were winning a couple football games. Then year 2, Baker Mayfield was trash year 2 with Freddie Kitchens. And Daniel Jones was trash last year, really wasn't very good. And now year 3, Baker Mayfield led the Browns to the playoffs and a wild card win. Now Daniel Jones, like if Daniel Jones realizes what he is, Giants might be good. Like Baker Mayfield realized what he was. But Giants are good.
I mean, I'm not going to say Daniel Jones is bigger, man.
Yeah, you'll be happy.
Okay, let's keep him average. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, let's go to that last segment. We'll talk about our favorite fantasy team and our top 3 future bets for the NFL season.
Yes, sir. ZMT bets coming back. Yes.
Back. ZMT bets is back. For the 2021 NFL season. Like I said, Tom took last year, but he's getting his ass handed to him this year. Waffle House salad works. I don't give a fuck. I am going to beat your ass. All right, well, let's just start up with it. Tom, we were talking about, what do you want to do first? You want to do the fantasy, or do you want to do the 3 bets first? You want to do bets last?
Let's read our favorite fantasy.
All right, cool. I will let you take the floor.
Make sure, okay. I'll run it down for you what I think we should do here so people know. Just make sure you tell people how many teams are in your league, just so people are like, what did you draft with 5 people? What did you draft with 6 people? You know what I mean? Let's look at my teams. Let's open. I'm on 2 platforms, Yahoo, and make sure you say what draft pick you had too in that.
I will, brother, and I will.
All right. It's this one. Okay. So this is a league in which it's a keeper league, right? So just to give some basis to people, this is all you need to know about this keeper league and how long it's been going on. The rule is that whatever keeper you keep, you lose 2 rounds ahead in the next year draft. You can keep them until they become a draft pick, let's say 4th round or higher. So let's say you pick someone 10, the next year they're 8, the next year they're 6, the next year they're 4, and then you can't keep them any longer.
Sure.
To give you some perspective of when this league started, about 5-6 years ago, Davante Adams and George Kittle were keepers this year in round 8 and 10, which means this league has been around since Davante Adams and George Kittle were waiver wire pickups.
Yeah.
Just to give it some perspective. So the fact, who in year 1 had a shit team and had no keepers, has been trailing this league for the last 5-6 years. This is the only way you make up in this league is if you get a top 3 pick, because sometimes, because we do a random order, the person who gets to keep Alvin Kamara in the 7th round gets the number 1 pick and ends up with Alvin Kamara and Christian McCaffrey, right?
Sure.
But luckily, people, I got the number 1 pick, and this is my team. I'm going to go quarterback through, and then you'll obviously know my first overall pick was. My quarterback. A keeper this year was Josh Allen. Win-win situation for me. Josh Allen kills it. My fantasy team's good. If he sucks, I was right. Josh Allen. My wide receiver 1 or 2 or 3, whatever you want to call it, is Terry McLaurin. Scary Terry. Ryan Fitzpatrick throwing the ball. I'm excited. Wide receiver 2, Keenan Allen. Justin Herbert throwing the ball. High octane offense. Great. Wide receiver 3, Adam Thielen. Just old, reliable. Don't need him to be a star. He's my 3rd wide receiver.
I love it.
We're good. My running back 1, Christian McCaffrey. CMC. CMC.
Who did you draft with?
I had the number 1 pick, so I was taking advantage of the doubles.
You're right.
CMC, 2,000 yards probably, 100 catches. It'd be great. Running back 2, little sleeper this year, which I think he's going to get a lot more targets and workload than most people are giving him credit for because Nick Chubb. Kareem Hunt. He's my running back too. I've
Nice.
got Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey's going to be 25 to 30 points a game in this league because it's the PPR. Give me 10, Kareem Hunt. That's all I need. That's my RB2. My tight end, I'm choosing between Logan Thomas or Robert Tonyan to start, but both of them are solid. It's going to give me 10 to 15 a game probably. Catch a couple touchdowns here or there. I'll probably play matchup, but my two tight ends are Robert Tonyan and Logan Thomas, which is good. I don't know which one to start. My flex is a little underrated guy out of Pittsburgh, probably their number one this year because they hate Juju Smith-Schuster, Deontay Johnson. Led the team in targets last year, was up there in target share in the NFL, is probably like top 10 target share and gets the ball a lot of gadget plays for him. I'm excited. He's my flex. I don't even need to be anything special. He's my flex. And now I'm in my bench. My bench is but it's still my favorite team because I got Kenny Golladay sitting on my bench. He's the number one receiver on an offense that might be good, might be shit, but he's the number one receiver and he's on my bench. I don't even need him, but he's on my bench.
There you go. I like it. I like it.
My homer pick, I have two of them. I took Ty Johnson and Michael Carter because I had CMC and I took all those wide receivers and I was waiting there and I'm like, okay, I need running back. So I took Ty Johnson, I took Michael Carter, and I said, fuck it. One of these guys is going to win the Jets job and it's going to be a really good running offense because they got hog mollies up front. So those are the two. Those are the two running backs that are on my bench along with David Johnson, who I don't even know. There's like 4 running backs in Houston. I just took.
He will be one of them.
Name. I don't know. I just took him. He's literally I'm probably going to drop him at one point, most likely. And then to round off my bench is Jalen Hurts as a quarterback. I took him in like the 15th round. He could be a keeper. If I know if he snaps and is really good this year, he'll be a really good keeper for me next year. If not, I'll get to choose between him and Josh Allen. I can trade one of them. It'd be good. So that's why I took him.
He will be a point machine this year.
Yeah, and I was going to take Zach Wilson in this league just to get the win-win situation, but my brother ended up taking him before Jalen Hurts, which was weird. So I took Jalen Hurts. And then Jonnu Smith. So my 3 tight ends are Tonyan, Logan Thomas, and Jonnu Smith. And with Mac Jones starting now, the tight end position in New England skyrocketed in fantasy value. Kicker is Harrison Butker, probably the second best best kicker in fantasy. For sure. And my defense is the Rams, which is in this league, the defense start with 30 points, and the Rams just score defensive touchdowns. That's what they do. So that's my team.
Good. That is a good fucking team. Good.
My favorite team.
And what draft out of the 5 is this?
This was the first one I did. So I got off to a good start.
Good start. Nice. Well, I've only
I'm projected 195 points in my first week too.
Jesus Christ. Well, I've only done 2 leagues, so I can't really bring up that much. But I'm going to bring up Justin's league. I like my team because I feel like I have depth. I feel like I have a really good bench in case I run into trouble. And I did get a steal here thanks to an injury. I don't wish injuries on anybody, but I did get a steal and a player thanks to an injury. So my quarterback is Justin Herbert. Can't go wrong with this guy. He has got value this year. He was a top 5 fantasy probably pick for a quarterback. So Justin Herbert, he's going to be a point machine. I have a lot of high hopes for him. And then I got Alvin Kamara as my first running back. I had the number 4 pick in this draft. I should have mentioned that. Obviously, I think it went CMC, it went Dalvin Cook, and then Derrick Henry. So I had the 4th pick. Yep. And Alvin Kamara, all I got to do is start him on Christmas, and I will have a blast. So Alvin Kamara.
I won Dave Bruce's league last year. I'm defending champ in that league. So
you are. And then my second running back. This is why it was a steal. He was supposed to be on my bench, but I have Gus Edwards out of the Ravens. Unfortunately, J.K. Dobbins, who was supposed to be number 1, he had a season-ending injury. So now Gus Edwards out of RU is going to take the starting snaps for the Ravens, and I think that he is going to be very productive because they were a 1-2 punch, really good 1-2 punch out of that Ravens backfield. So Gus Edwards is my 2 right now. I have Keenan Allen as my first wide receiver. I have Justin Herbert throwing to him. I have a good combo right there. I think he loves Keenan Allen, so I have him. And then I got Sam Darnold's biggest weapon on the offense, besides Robbie Anderson, is DJ Moore. I have DJ Moore as my second wide receiver. Keenan Allen and DJ Moore, I feel like they're middle of the pack receivers, but they are so productive for their teams that they will put up points. So that's why I like it. And then I got the phenom rookie at tight end, Kyle Pitts. I am excited for this guy. I think he
took him pretty early too.
I did take him pretty early, but
the way your team shaped out is pretty good.
I like Kyle Pitts. So I'm going to I went with Kyle Pitts as my first tight end. And then my flex receiver right now, I have a couple of receivers, which I'll go over, but I have Michael Gallup at the flex right now. I think him being the 3 on the Cowboys is going to make him dangerous this year because I think CD is number 1 right now. I honestly do. I think CD is the number one, and Amari Cooper being a number two is just going to open up Gallup to make plays this year because he's got something to prove. So I think he's going to be a valuable flex this year. And then onto my bench, I have Kareem Hunt, just like you do, as a running back. I have Devontae Parker as receiver. I'm not sure how I feel about him. I feel he's got some problems, I got Devin Singletary as another running back. Henry Ruggs as a receiver, and I feel like he's almost like basically the number one at in Las Vegas. So that's good. And then I went with Joe Big Dig Burrow as my backup quarterback.
There.
Jared Cook is another tight end. I feel like he'll be productive having Justin Herbert throwing the ball this year. And then I have Nelson Aguilar as another receiver because I feel like he's, besides Myers, he is one of the best receivers over on the Patriots because he was productive on Vegas last year for sure. So my defense is the Rams. We both have really good defenses. We got the Rams. I feel like they are definitely the top tier defense off the board. And then my kicker is all reliable Matt Prater. I can't go wrong with Matt Prater. He's definitely
I forgot he was in Arizona.
Yeah, he's a top 5. Arizona's gonna put up points. So yeah, so that is my team. So that is my fantasy team, my favorite one that I have selected this year so far.
That's a good team, and it's gonna give me a run for my money. I think just one more thing about fantasy before we give our prop bets. The craziest thing I did this year in fantasy, and the good thing about being in a lot of leagues is you can try different strategies. I told everybody in the Felter Snatch draft that, that league's been going on for like 8-9 years now. It's crazy. But yeah. I said driving up to the draft, I go, dude, if I'm 7 or 8 in this draft, instead of taking a wide receiver or taking like the 6th or 7th running back on the board, I'm going to go Kelsey. And if that wraparound comes around and the running back, someone takes another running back or takes 2 running backs or a receiver I don't like, I'm going to take Darren Waller. I'm going to double up on the tight ends because they're basically 2 wide receivers.
For sure.
And that's exactly what I did. In one of my leagues, I have Travis Kelce as my tight end and Darren Waller as my flex. So I have the number 1 targets on each team locked in, flex and tight end.
You are just booling right now.
It was crazy. But on to the ZMT bets segment, really. We threw in the fantasy there just to give people some fun things to talk about, some fantasy.
Because we were on fire with fantasy last year. I'm excited to do fantasy again this year.
Yeah.
We were on fire last year.
We were. It was good. It was good. But for this ZMT bet segment, let's go back to what we did last year and just, I wish we had the background music.
Burst! There you go.
Rapid fire, no explanation, just bang, bang, bang. Our 3 future bets of the year. Just to give some things, I have a award bet and 2 over-unders.
I like that. I have 2 reward bets and 1 over-under.
Nice. Who wants to go first?
I don't know who's gonna.
I'll let you go first.
Who's gonna bring the fucking fire? Who's gonna bring it?
I'll let you go first. Mikey D.
First, we are back. The number 1 most obvious reward pick, Dak Prescott, comeback play of the year, plus 175. The favorite, fuck Odell Beckham, fuck everybody else, Justin Herbert. I don't give a shit. I don't know who else this would be on. Dak Prescott, comeback player of the year, plus 175. And my second pick, Kevin Stefanski, he's going to be back-to-back coach of the year. The Browns are going to go even farther than they did last year, plus 1,500. Hammer, Kevin Stefanski gets some value. That is another pick I have. And third, I don't know how you're going to feel about this one, but you might like it. Panthers. The Carolina Panthers over 7.5 wins this year.
Really?
I am going to put my faith and heart into Sam Darnold that he is going to go on this offense and escalate them to a whole different level. It is a plus 110. It is value. So take the Panthers over 7.5 wins. It's going to be their ceiling, but take it because I think it's going to happen. So run it back. Dak Prescott, comeback player of the year, plus 175. Kevin Stefanski, coach of the year, plus 1,500. And Panthers, the Carolina Panthers with Sam Darnold, over 7.5 wins at plus 110. Those are my future bets.
Beautiful. I love it. I want to try something real quick before I go into mine. Mikey D, can you hear this?
It's me.
Can you hear it?
No, I don't. That's unfortunate. What if I played on my phone? You think I could do that? Should I do it?
I forgot.
What is that? The CBS one?
No.
Is that Fox?
It's NFL primetime music, I think. Yeah, it's NFL primetime. This one. That's an ad. Fucking YouTube in their ads.
There's always fucking ads, bro. Oh, it's coming out 5 seconds. Let's see if you can hear this. Come on, man. I hear it. Barely, though. Hold on. Tell me if you can hear this. Hold on. Does it sound good?
Bring it back a little bit.
Bring it back. Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
You hear it?
Put the camera like I do. It sounds dope. Put the camera like up, like no, like go closer to the mic. Is it as loud as it can?
No, it's like medium.
Yeah, put it loud. So your speaker's on the bottom of your phone and the bottom of the phone. Yeah, put it up by the mic. But like put the speaker like on the mic. Yes. Now move back a little bit. All right. Now lower it.
Right there.
Hold on. A little lower.
There.
A little lower.
There.
Move back a little bit.
Back this way.
Yeah, keep it there. Keep it there. Keep it there.
Here it comes, baby.
TMT bets back here. Rapid fire. Tom Leone. 3 prop bets for the year coming in number 1. The New England Patriots at -120, under 9.5 wins. Fuck Mac Jones. Fuck Bill Belichick. They will not win over 9.5 games. Lock that in. Number 2, coming in, the Dallas Cowboys, America's team. Michael Dykuzak's favorite team. Jay Roos. Shout out Jay Roos. Over 9.5 wins for Dallas Cowboys. It's Jerry's World. Lock them in over 9.5 wins. Plus 115. Disrespectful as hell. Unbelievable, Mike. And coming in, my last pick, my prop bet for the year, number 3, is Justin Fields in Chicago, playing for the Bears, and he is going to win Rookie of the Year, plus 750. Lock that in. Justin Fields, Rookie of the Year. Running it back one more time. I got Patriots on the 9.5 wins, Cowboys over 9.5 wins, and Justin Fields from the Ohio State winning Rookie of the Year.
I'm so jealous. That was incredible.
Bro.
Like, I wanted to just like. But
I think I finished exactly when the beats like stopped.
I know. As soon as you threw the paper down, that was awesome, man. Oh, I'm jealous.
You want to redo yours with the music?
No. It's
Well, now we know. So here's the good thing. We didn't want to ruin both of ours with the music, so we tried one. And now, if it sounds good with me, with mine, when we run it back, we'll do that during the season.
Yeah. But you heard it though, like you heard it on.
Yeah, I heard it, and that's why I was being a little louder to hopefully get over it. It was pumping me up. That's why I was like, "The Bears, Chicago."
That's awesome,
dude. It pumps you up. You like start saying dumb shit.
I'm sweating. That was awesome. Well, Tom, this was a great episode. I wanted to tell you, I didn't even tell you about this real quick. I just wanted to give a quick shout out to a fellow podcast that's from my school called Pickin' Winners. They actually do Pickin' Fights. That's what they're called. They have a big YouTube channel. They got a little bit following. They cover MMA fights, and they actually asked me to be on the show 2 days ago to represent us. It was really awesome. They want to collab. They want to collab with us sometime, and they have a good following. So shout out to them. Shout out to Keith and Tom. Those are two. Tom, look at you, Tom.
Tom and Tom.
Yeah, so I was on the show. I want to say thank you to them, and their episode should be out soon. So go check that out. Pickin' Fights on YouTube. Shout out to them. So there's that. Tom, is there anything that you would like to say to end our? We're back.
Listen, we're back. Next week we'll be back with our typical ZMT Sports week 1 in the NFL. Football. The air today smelled like football. You knew it. You walked outside
boy.
and you said, football season's here. I'm pissed Rutgers didn't play. I had tickets to the game. I'm going to
I
the game on
know,
Saturday.
yeah.
Pumped up for college football. I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to watch some Ohio State Buckeyes. Got them minus 13.5. So
yeah, I got minus first half, 7.5 first half.
Ooh, nice. So
yeah, so
yeah.
same thing, same spiel that we do is at the end of every episode. Glad we're doing this again. Follow us, sports_ZMT on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, follow us on
and
TikTok.
your sister's ass.
And yes, it's that. We are back. Tom, pleasure. Let's do this again next week, buddy.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Take care.
Later.